You're being lied to, and I want to prove it to you today on this episode of Truth Talks. What's up, everyone? Eric Bowling here. Welcome to episode number 3 of Truth Talks. And in this episode, we are going to discuss how you're being lied to on a consistent basis. Whether you go on social media, whether you go and look at magazines, or whether you're just watching stuff on YouTube, it doesn't really matter. Here's the problem. When it comes to the fitness industry, when it comes to fitness influencers, fitness models, fitness YouTubers, the people who are big out there, I would say that 99% of them are lying to you. Here's one of the problems, and here's one of the number one reasons why. They are not telling you the whole truth about what you can achieve in terms of whether or not you can look like them. So the first person I want to talk about, or I should say the first gender, is going to be guys. I would say that anyone who is out there and who is on the cover of fitness magazines and who, is just constantly walking around at about 5% body fat and they're just shredded to the bone, okay, they're more than likely on steroids. Now, I don't say that just to throw the steroid card out there, but here is the sad reality and here is the truth, okay? I've been doing this for a long time. Not as long as some of these people, but I will tell you what it's like to get down to 5% body fat naturally. You do not look like that. You do not feel good. You cannot consistently walk around at 5% body fat, and I'm talking a true 5% body fat. I'm not talking that you did a Jackson Pollock 3 reading with some body fat calipers. I'm talking about 5% on a DEXA scan, which 90% of people who do DEXA scans will more than likely never see. So when it comes to walking around with sub 10% body fat, heck, even sub 8% body fat, it's not sustainable for the level and the time length that these people are sustaining it. So a lot of times you are being lied to about what is obtainable. That's one of the biggest problems in this industry, is that for these competitors to keep their physique and to keep competing and to keep their sponsorships, they have to claim natural. That's going to be a big problem because obviously steroids are illegal. So these guys who are taking steroids to compete at top level cannot openly come out and talk about it. Otherwise, they will get banned and they'll lose their millions of dollars that they get from sponsorships and from winning competitions. So that's going to be one of the first problems. The second problem is that with females. You see on Instagram now, all these girls showing off their butts, right? They have the perfect stomach, just nice, lean, hard, and then they got the perfect butt. Well, what a lot of people aren't telling you is that about 80% of their body is plastic surgery. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything against plastic surgery, but here's the thing. If every time you got plastic surgery or you had some type of body modification done to you through surgery, such as tummy tucks, Brazilian butt lifts, fat transfers, cool sculpting, here's the problem. If you had all those things done and every time you had them done, it was tattooed on your body where you did it and what you did, all of these girls would be walking around and they would be covered from head to toe with these modifications. So here's the problem. When you see these women on Instagram and they just have the perfect physiques, and you're probably looking at yourself and you're wondering, well, I train harder than them, or I train just as much as them, and I've been doing it for quite a long time as well. Why don't I look anything like them? The reason behind that is because they're not telling you the other things that they're doing, okay? It's been a known fact that the majority of female fitness competitors take two things. They take clenbuterol and they take T3. Now, these are things that you can get from your doctor if you have asthma and you have thyroid problems, but they're known substances, they're banned substances because they have a drastic fat burning and thermal effect. So these drugs can get you down to suboptimal levels of body fat. They can take you down and keep you at 11 to 12% body fat as a female without doing much work. Now, of course, you still have to work, but what these drugs can do are pretty incredible, and that's why they're illegal. That's why they're banned. That's why they're considered performance-enhancing drugs or in the steroid category. Now, here's the problem. No one's going to come out about that shit. No one's going to talk about that. So when you have a girl who looks amazing, you know, she's consistently walking around at 14% body fat, her body just looks perfect, you have to understand that a lot of it is fake. And they're not going to tell you that. They're going to continue to sell you their programs, their 8-week butt workout or their 12-week booty workout, booty and ab workout. And while it all sounds fun, you have to understand that there's a reason why these fitness competitors or these people on Instagram, why they don't have a lot of results when it comes to training clients, why they don't constantly pump out, or why they constantly don't produce results with real people. Because here's the thing, they don't know what they're doing. They really don't. They're relying on the drugs. They're relying on the modifications that they can do to their body. And while a lot of people will disagree with this video, that's the truth. How do I know this? Because I know a lot of these people, okay? I've decided to go the natural route. And I have never taken any type of drug, not even pro hormones. So a lot of people take pro hormones as well, which in a way is the same thing. It's going down that route of the enhanced look, things that you can't produce naturally. The problem with the natural route is that it sucks. It really does suck, because even with, see, I've been doing this for almost 6 years now in terms of being 100% consistent with lifting. Even after 6 years, I don't look anywhat like what I want to look like. A lot of times, even with my shirt on, it's funny, but I kind of joke. I'm like, with my shirt on, it looks like I don't even lift. And with my shirt off, it still somewhat looks like I don't lift. Now, of course, my strength has gone up. You know, I'm able to do a lot more than definitely the average person. You know, I've been able to bench press 275 pounds. I've been able to deadlift over 500 pounds and back squat over 400 pounds. And while those feats of strength may seem incredible to some people, for me, for how long I've been doing this, it's not that impressive, honestly, especially when you get into powerlifting leagues, when the average person is deadlifting over 700 pounds, bench pressing in the 400s. Now, where am I taking this? And where do I want to go with this? Here's the thing you have to understand. A lot of the times, why you're not seeing results is because you're getting the wrong information. You're taking advice from people who really do not know what it actually takes to produce results on a real person. If you're a stay-at-home mom, and you have a very busy job, okay? You can't just sign up for someone's program that you found on Instagram because she looks amazing and think that it's actually going to work and produce results with you. The reason why is because the way your hormones are working are going to be 100% different than the way her hormones are working. If we were to test thyroid levels, if we were to test estrogen levels, progesterone, estradiol, if we were to look at your DHEA sulfate, if we were to test all these things, we would see that you're not in a position hormonally to even get results. So, like we talked about in the last video, there's a lot of reasons why people don't see the results they want to see. So on a consistent basis, you are being lied to. You're being lied to because it's very easy with the internet nowadays. You see, with the internet, everyone has a platform, everyone has a stage to speak on. And so one of the ways that a lot of people want to get attention, obviously, is to show off their body. Because the sad part is, like we talked about in the very first video, the only thing that matters at the end of the day is results. Well, if you take a copious amounts of steroids and you allow enough time and sure, you train hard, what's going to happen to your body? Well, you're going to get a look that a lot of people can only dream of. Now, here's the biggest problem with that. There has been studies that have shown that in a 12-week setting, if you take 3 groups of people, one group that does no drugs and they only train and they have a clean diet, second group that takes steroids and doesn't do anything, and then a third group who takes steroids and does the same thing as group one, the one that does train and does work out. Here's the sad part about this, and this is the harsh reality that a lot of people have to face. The group who took steroids, okay, that were on anabolic substances, they had more results than the group who trained naturally. So the group that did absolutely nothing, they sat on a couch, they didn't even focus on what they ate, they didn't focus on their training, nothing. They got more results. So that's going to be one of the problems. So when someone is doing anabolic steroids, and they can do basically whatever type of training split they want. They don't even have to know what they're doing, and they're still going to be getting results. Now, what kind of problem does this create in the fitness community? Well, people are usually going to sell the program that worked best for them. And this is a big problem because if you have a group of people who are getting results no matter what they do, this is why you're going to understand why there are so many different types of training splits, why there are so many different types of training philosophies out there, because there's all these different things that people are doing. The majority of them, about 90% of them, are complete and pure nonsense. The problem was that these people who were on performance-enhancing drugs were receiving results, not results that they actually gained because what they were doing was working, but because of what the drugs were doing to them. This is the reason why there are so many programs on the internet and why 90% of them don't produce real results in a natural trainee. So this is one of the things that you always have to be aware of when you decide to start a program, when you decide to start a nutrition regimen, is you have to take the advice from someone who is doing it the same way as you are, who can produce results in real people, not in competitors, because the one thing that you have to understand is that the majority of those competitors are going to be on some type of performance enhancing drug. That is just the harsh and sad reality of it. If you don't believe me, look at everything that's going on right now with the Olympics. The scandal, the drug scandal or the doping scandal that's going on right now in the Olympics is kind of shedding a lot of light on this topic. It's kind of showing you that almost every athlete who has ever competed in the Olympics is doping. Whether they're saying they're not, whether they're saying they're, I mean, just think about how many times Lance Armstrong denied doping. We can go back and look at all the times that he swore on the Bible and swore to God and, on his family. And he came out because the guilt was just too much. So here's what you need to know at the end of the day, and here's how we're going to wrap up the Truth Talk. The last Truth Talk for this week will be back on Tuesday of next week. You're being lied to. Know it. Just look at these people. It doesn't mean everyone is like that, okay? Don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean everyone is like that. It doesn't mean everyone's doping. It doesn't mean that every female out there has plastic surgery. It doesn't mean that every female out there has done a fat transfer from her stomach to her butt and has done a Brazilian butt lift and constantly gets the cellulite removed with all these different things, etc. But the majority of the time, that is the case. That is just the sad reality. A video was posted not too long ago of a lady going through an entire surgical process. Okay, this was an average lady, and the amount of surgery that she got done, by the time she was done, she literally walked out looking like a fitness model. And guess what? It came out that that's exactly what she ended up doing when she was fully recovered. Okay, she was on Instagram, she started posting her pictures. 100% of her body was full plastic surgery. This is the sad reality and this is the sad truth, because you don't know what is actually being fed to you when you go on social media. The problem with this is everyone is trying to make money off of you. Everyone is trying to sell you something. So you need to make sure that you make a good investment in yourself and in your health, because at the end of the day, you are always spending the money, you're spending the time, you're spending the energy on doing something. That can either be on a program that is getting you results, or that can be on a program that is not getting you results and just damaging your hormones even more and more and more. So my advice to you is to invest in an educated coach. Once again, if you do not know what to do, post in the comment section below, and I will personally reach out to you to help you out. Because my biggest mission in life is to be the truth in this bullshit fitness industry that we have today. Let me tell you that the scams going on, the bullshit in this fitness industry, it's ridiculous. 99% of people out there have absolutely no fucking idea what to do. And even the trainers out there, even the gyms out there, no one knows what to do. No one knows how to actually produce results. The only reason my business has been successful, why I've been able to stand alone and to completely stand out from all these different trainers and these gyms, is simply one thing. I get people fucking results. And I've let my work do the talking. I've let the clients that I've transformed and produced be my message of what I'm able to do. Completely take someone who's 200 pounds overweight and completely change the way they look. To take someone who's never seen abs before in their life and to give them abs. Because there's a science behind it. There's an actual way to do this, and that's the thing that no one is talking about. Everyone's just talking about, oh yeah, track your macros. Oh, count your calories. Oh, just go to the gym and train hard. Let me tell you, it's not about hard work. It's really not. It's about smart work and then working hard at that smart work. Because if you just go into the gym mindlessly and you have no idea what you're doing and you're hitting the weights hard and you're tracking macros and you're trying to do this flexible dieting stuff and you're not seeing results, there's a reason why. You don't need to work harder at it. You need to work smarter. And a lot of the times people just don't know what to do. So that's the sad truth about things, but that's how we're going to wrap up this truth talk. Once again, if you don't know what to do, if you've been lost, if you've been in a plateau, you don't know how to get out of that rut, and you want to change your life, post in the comments below. Once again, I'll personally reach out to you. And until then, I will see you next time.